This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk today, our shortened program for Thursday on this cold and blustery Thursday afternoon. Our program being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria at 778-6068 for takeout. Was over, saw Joe yesterday. Had my salami and provolone, yes, on that delicious fresh baked bread. I even had a slice as well, too. His pizza is still ranked number one in Wyoming. You'll understand why once you have a slice or two or get a whole pie prepared from Mondello's Pizzeria. 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, 778-6068 for takeout. First Tier Bank's right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, 632-3500. Again, talk with First Tier Bank first. They are still offering some good maturity rates on CDs, even though interest rates are low right now. First Tier Bank, again, where you're always first and foremost. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over at 617 East Pershing Boulevard. Remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean. And if you want your vehicles coming back to you almost showroom new, then you want it done by Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, 634-6608. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Bruce and the crew, for about 54 years now, B&B Appliance and TV has been the place we've turned to for GE, Maytag, Frigidaire, Whirlpool, and again, a variety of televisions that are made to last. And they have a service department where they service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV Southside, 714 Central Avenue, 638-6468. Medicap Pharmacy, for all your pharmaceutical needs. Gene is a great staff. Invites you to come on in with your doctor's prescription and let them fill those medications for you and explain the medications to you. They also have a convenient drive-thru. They're open Monday through Saturday. Medicap Pharmacy, Bluegrass Circle, next door to Texas Roadhouse. Chick-fil-A Windmill and Delrange, right across from Powers Field and Menards. Again, use the mobile app for their curbside service. They also will allow you to go through their two drive-thrus. Yeah, two of them. They're open 7 a.m. till 10 p.m., Monday through Saturday, serving up 3 delicious squares, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And remember, the Chick-fil-A folks have their website, CheyenneChicken.com, where you can have them come on over and cater any type of event that you have. And again, they're all following health standards. So again, go to CheyenneChicken.com for more information. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, right across from Powers Field and Menards. Platte Valley Bank, ×2, Vanda High, and at the corner of College and Pershing. Again, Rick and the great staff invite you to come on by. Check out their low interest rates right now. So this could be the perfect time for a refi on your home. Maybe you want to do a remodel loan. How about an auto loan? Well, talk with Platte Valley Bank first, 778-0021. And Kia Cheyenne, speaking of auto loan, hey, perfect timing because the 20s need to go and the 21s are on the way, including the K5 and the all-new Seltos. And again, Kia does it again. They seem to each year come out with something bigger and better, and you and I are going to like it. And again, the 2020s need to go, so take a test drive today, kick a few tires, talk with your Kia representative, or do your bidding online, KeyofCheyenne.com, where they'll do everything for you, including a trade, sight unseen with the Kelley Blue Book value, and they'll even deliver to you, too. Key of Cheyenne, for 15 years, they have been our very, very special friends over on Nation Way. And our scoreboard is being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. 5 locations. First, use the Taco John's app for delivery, and you can see Taco John's downtown, KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road, Delrange and Ridge, Pershing and Ridge for takeout, and, of course, on the South Greeley Highway for takeout as well. Taco John's of Cheyenne. Check out the value menu going on for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We go first to Nick. Maybe he has something to say. What do you got?
Not much other than reminding folks coming up tomorrow night here on 1480 KRAE. It will be the end of the regular season. It'll be 9th contest of 2020, but it is week 8 here in Class 4A, as it will be Cheyenne South, as they are winless. They are 0-8. They're looking for their first and only victory coming up. Also, too, this is a South team that is officially out of the playoffs. So, again, they're playing for pride and basically playing spoiler against Natrona County, who they will see. The Mustangs coming in. They are 4-4 on the season. They also, too, dropped out of the top 5. They were about number 6 in Class 4A. area, at least looking at the polls that recently released. So Natrona County at Cheyenne South here in town at Fighting Bison Stadium. Kickoff will be 6 o'clock. Pre-game show here on 1480 KRAE will start around 5:15-ish. 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is how you hear this contest, and video live streaming completely free for you. Periscope via Twitter at Nick Wild Sports and the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel, which might be our final video live stream as we head into the playoffs and the whole NFHS kind of situation as we've dealt with the past couple seasons. So enjoy it, as it might be the final for quite some time for high school athletics until basketball starts for us.
Must-win time for the Mustangs and for the Cheyenne South Fighting Bison. Try to play that spoiler role. We'll see. It's all coming up tomorrow evening. Major League Baseball takes a night off after splitting the first two games between the Dodgers and the Rays. Rays winning last night. It will be Game 3 on tap coming up tomorrow evening, basically through the weekend. We know now there will be 5 games. And also we have Thursday Night Football. Wow, what a snoozer. This is going to be so exciting that I'm going to watch the debate instead. It's going to be Philadelphia playing host to the New York Football Giants. Our score.
Or either the other option is college football out of the Sun Belt being Arkansas State at Appalachian State, which is what you do on ESPN.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching the presidential debate. Our scoreboard brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. Coming up.
I was going to say, don't you have something?
Yeah, I was going to say, coming up. We will be doing our high school thing. As a matter of fact, we've had a chance to chat with Athletic Director Mark Puev at South High, along with Dan Gallas, and we've also caught up with State Senator and football coach, or State Representative, I should say, Steve Harshman, as he is the head football coach with the Casper and Natrona Mustangs. So we will have all 3 of those gentlemen coming up. Mark Puev is on deck after these words here on 1480 KRAE.
How does Taco John's define a valedictorian? A valedictorian is smart enough to know tuition at a top-tier value menu should cost no more than $1, $2, or $3. They've graduated to guac, bacon, and steak. So for all valedictorians, we introduce the new Valuist menu from Taco John's. Enroll today for just $1, $2, or $3 to start working on your value thesis. The new Valuist menu. Commence eating. Download our app for exclusive deals at Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
On our Athletic Director's Report, we check in with South High Athletic Director Mark Puev. Mark, good to have you back on the program. Real quick, let's get into the summer-fall sports that have been taking place. And it seems like, and we're headed into our 9th weekend of football, it looks like things have been pretty good during COVID-19. I think I know it's been stressful for you, making sure everything is a go. And I know we've had a little outbreak with the volleyball situation, but other than that, you have to be pretty impressed that things were mild.
Yeah, you know what? And we got a joke around here that we don't like to talk about such things. I'm afraid that we're going to jinx them. But, you know, I talked with my coaches earlier in the year about this, that, and the other thing. We've talked about, what our goals were and what our purpose is. And, this year we kind of redefined those things where our goals are typically to win. Our goals this year as an athletic department, honestly, as a statewide athletic department, was to try to complete the season. And, our purpose, especially here at South, was to try and get as many kids to participate as possible. So, I do consider ourselves relatively lucky that we kind of have been dancing in between the raindrops on some of those things, COVID-related, that it hasn't hit us quite as hard as I think it could have, or maybe even the way we anticipated it would.
Well, now I have to be Mr. Negativity because we come into our winter sports, and again, we've been given the go-ahead to get ready for the winter sports program. You have indoor sports such as wrestling and basketball, and again, if we have any type of problems, it will be with the indoor sports. And again, too, I got to throw out, hey, it's also flu season to go along with COVID-19. Boy, I'm throwing all kinds of good news at you.
Yeah, that you're not springing anything new on us. We knew this was going to be tough. We knew that this was the first, we had a series of small hurdles, and for me it was always just week by week. Let's get through the week, let's get through the weekend, and let's face the next hurdle. Now we're in a totally different race, and that's because we do have that other element of cold and flu season, just getting ready to beat down our front door. And because of that, we just have to be extra diligent on every single thing we're doing, even more so than we've been to up to now. That, sometimes, I told my assistant this repeatedly, that, normally I don't typically take a lot of sick days. You start to get the sniffles, you get a little sore, whatever, and you just kind of suck it up and you get through it. We can't do that anymore. You just have to be so cautious with everything that you have to actually just swallow your pride and realize that you might actually have to take a day here and there just to make sure that you're not being a detriment to other people.
How will the indoor sports, and again, obviously you're doing it with volleyball. I haven't had a chance to see volleyball, but what you, Chad, and Jerry have done as far as the football seating arrangements have been done out at the stadiums have been pretty remarkable. How will basketball/wrestling look like for the winter if everything is a go?
Well, basketball is going to mirror volleyball a lot, just because the seating capacities are similar, and you use the exact same bleachers for both of those sports. The only difference, and again, nothing can be easy. Now you're dealing with two crowd bases, like on a varsity night in the same gym. So one of the things we're doing differently is we were one of the schools that had still been on the 3 game time for basketball, where we would go in 2 gyms at 4, 5:30, and 7 o'clock. Well, we're changing that because what they're recommending is that when one crowd base leaves, that you sanitize the gym. And we have these great machines that make quick work of it, but you still have to get all the bodies out of the seats and do that, and then put the bodies back in the seats. So what we've done differently is we're going to be going to 4 game times at 3, 4:30, 6, and 7:30. And what we're basically going to do is we're going to run, and it'll shift on night-to-night basis, but for example, we'll have the girls sophomore, JV, and varsity go in those first 3 time slots, get those girls, that girl crowd out of there, clean the gym, then bring the varsity boys in for their game. And then the next time we do that, we'll just flip it, and the boys will do the 3 early ones, and then the girls varsity will have the last time slot. For wrestling, you don't have to. They're only allowing us 2 teams in a gym at one time, and only 1 mat right now. So you don't have to have that. You're not going to have the large, like the Bison Bonanza. We're not going to have 8 teams in one school this year. That's just not going to be able to happen. So you're just going to have to be diligent about how you do things. What we've been doing in between volleyball matches, our custodial crews have been coming in, wiping down all the commonly touched surfaces. So you just got to keep extending that and using that for the next season, I guess.
All right, Mark, I'm going to wrap things up here in our final part of our conversation. We're going to talk Bison football. And again, it's been another rough year for the Fighting Bison. They're not going to be going to the playoffs. In most cases, the team has encountered running clock situations, and you got another tough customer in Casper, Natrona Friday night. But I want to talk about football in general at South High. Is it, again, you, me, even Coach Gallas, we got excited to go about playing football, and I know even when I got out of college, I was an assistant football coach, and we, we still had the enthusiasm of kids going out playing football. Is it still cool to play football at South High with your student body?
I think it is. It all looks at, you got to look at who you're talking to. I think the kids that truly love it are here for good, and I think that's at any of the schools. It's those ones that are on the fence that we're trying to get to gravitate to come on out and stay on out. What hurts us right now is the numbers, where you have enough numbers where you can kind of put together a freshman team. You got the varsity team, but you got to bring up all the numbers you can to suit up on a Friday night. Well, when you start doing that, you run into, you're not going to have enough quarters to play that JV schedule. And that's the goal that I think we really have to go after right now, is to get these kids out the first couple of years of high school so that they come on out their freshman year, and then when they go to their sophomore year, if they're not quite ready for that varsity schedule, that we have a JV schedule intact for them, because that would get very disheartening for me as a sophomore if I played my freshman year and I'm not ready for varsity, so I'm there to practice for the next 9 weeks, and I may suit up, but I know that unless you have that huge separation of score or that clock's run, I'm probably not getting into a game. And I think that's one of the things that I saw at my last school that helped us out a lot, is getting those numbers to be able to fill in those middle levels, so that those kids just don't collect dust for a year or two, that they actually have some action that they can actually hang their hat on, and they are actually developing as athletes.
Do the kids have a different philosophy than like Coach Gallas? Because, and what I'm saying here is, Mark, you know, I've done 4A football for many years, and I've seen the change in football in Class 4A where it was predominantly running, and now they're starting to sling the football about as much as they are running the football. I think besides Cheyenne South, Casper Kelly Walsh will throw into that mix, is still a predominantly running team. But, you know, some of these student athletes, hey, I'm a wide receiver. I want to catch the football. I don't want to just block all the time. I mean, are you seeing that some of these kids are using that philosophy like, hey, I'm not too thrilled about the way the program is being run?
I haven't had anybody express their displeasure to me. Like I said, I think you already hit it on the head. It's a difference in philosophies and how your thought process is. I'll support anything that I can see if I can see the rationale behind it. As a coach, I ran everything from power I to option to the spread. And I think it depends on how you present it and how you sell it, and if the kids have the buy-in. And like I said, I think the kids that we have here have bought in. I think we need to see how we can make that a mass appeal to some of the kids that are on the fence so we can get more kids out.
And as I wrap it up here with you, thank you so much for joining us once again. Obviously, the triad, Johnson, the Firebirds over there, you got to get those young men excited to come over and play football as well. I would venture to say more public relations. Oh,
absolutely. And that's, now that they've kind of finished up their seasons, not just the football, but also cross country and volleyball down there. Now, as we start to head into the winter, that's when I like to get on down there and start to introduce myself and my coaches to those kids right there, so we can try to get them interested now before they even hit Christmas, their 8th grade year. So they start to familiarize themselves with the coaches, and they don't become strangers up here. So we can start getting them up here, at the end of the year and all through the summer. I think that's how you're going to help out those base numbers right there, is making sure you can get them up here so they're not scared, they're not intimidated, that they want to become part of that program.
Cheyenne South Athletic Director Mark Poev joining us on our pregame show. We'll take a timeout. We will chat with head coach Steve Harshman of the Casper Natrona Mustangs next after this 60-second timeout on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
The action is fast, unexpected, and can come with awesome results at Wyoming Downs in the Cheyenne Plaza and inside at the Outlaw Saloon. Check out all the action today from the nation's racetracks with pari-mutuel wagering as it unfolds, or with our many different games on our machines. Remember, we are sanitizing our machines all the time for your safety according to state health guidelines. Make sure you get your Wyoming Downs Players Card, which makes you eligible for special events, promotions, and giveaways. The fun and excitement is happening every day at Wyoming Downs in the Cheyenne Plaza and on the South Greeley Highway. For more information, go to widowns.com.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
When you are dealing with the Coin Shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The Coin Shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be cloudy with the chance of snow showers with highs around 26 and winds out the north at 20 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll continue to be cloudy with the chance of snow showers with lows around 11. On Friday, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 31. And on Friday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 23.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Our opposing coach segment features a head coach that we've had on a couple times before, that being Steve Harshman, head coach of the Natrona County Mustangs. Coach, you know, as we head into the 9th weekend of football, or as they call it, the 8th week, I guess, you know, from all of the coaches in Class 4A, and that includes yourself, you have to be impressed, especially with all the protocols we had during COVID-19, that we pulled it off this season.
Yeah, no, it's been really, you know, everybody's really worked together and cooperated. And we're not over the hump yet, right? So far so good. And, you know, I think every school's had some little issues, but hopefully we can keep them as little issues.
Coach, let's take a look back. I remember having a conversation with you before the East game and talking about Class 4A, and you felt that the Class 4A was getting better at a little bit of, you know, all of the teams are getting close. But it seems like this year, just looking at a lot of the scores, it seems like there's about 6 teams that are, you know, vying for a possible championship, and there's 4 teams that are still stuck in first gear. Am I right in my assessment?
Yeah, I still think a lot of these games are closer than and the word really is parity. You know, everybody's talking about the Big Four forever. You know, Gillette, East, Natrona, and Sheridan. I think us and Sheridan have played each other or played in every state title for the last 10, 11 years. And Sheridan and Natrona are battling for 5th and 6th, maybe 4th if something crazy happened, but we're probably going to be 5th and 6th. And so I think there's more parity, and I just think even like Gillette, you know, Campbell County High School, that, you know, they had kind of it's a couple-year process to get their kids older. They're a competitive football team. I mean, they are. Their record doesn't show it, but I don't think anybody wants to play them in the first round. You know, they've got some really good players, and they're running a nice scheme and doing those things. So I think as you look at all these film on all these teams, I just think everybody's got some players that can do a lot of good things, and it's different because each week teams match up differently. You know, some teams just give you fits. Other teams you match up really well against, and then that changes the next week, you know. So every week's a challenge, and I think everybody's, you know, got good coaches. They're all working their kids and doing the right things. So, you know, it makes it challenging.
Coach, first 2 weeks of the season, Central and East, and again, as you said, you know, you were thrown into the frying pan right away against 2, you know, quality programs. You look at your season after East and Central, and again, you know, you've had your highs, you had your lows, but as you head into this final weekend, are you feeling pretty good about your team, that they've kind of got the kinks out and might be playoff ready?
Well, I think it's a process still, and I tell you, we're really and everybody goes through this, but we're battling that. You know, it's not easy, and that's the thing. And I guess I'm not wanting it to be easy. I'm just wanting us to keep getting stronger and keep getting better, and I think that's really the key for us. We've got some real injury issues. We just do, you know, with our quarterback, and whether we have him back or not any time in this season was really unknown, you know, and he's a real special player, and so we've been without him, and we've got some other issues out there as well with injuries and illness. So, but I know that every team does, but so, you know, that's part of our challenge. We got to continue to get stronger and better and just keep moving forward.
Your opponent, the South High Fighting Bison, they've had their struggles all season long, and again, as we look, you know, ahead to the playoffs, which will be next Friday, you look at a situation where South defensively has been, you know, they've been beaten up, you know, all throughout the course of the season. Is this a possibility? And again, I'm just going to play this out. If your team does jump out to a sizable lead, is that going to give you that opportunity to rest some of those regulars, you know, in preparation for the playoffs, and have you take a look at the future Casper and Natrona Mustangs?
Well, yeah, you know, who knows? I don't even think like that. I mean, I'm trying to think of first play, one play at a time, and try to get our guys going. But we've got to get a lot better as well. I mean, we got to continue to improve. We just got beat last week. I mean, and beat up a little bit, and so we're trying to, and we're going to have different lineup with injuries and stuff. Guys will be playing and starting for the first time against South. So I think the main thing we got to, it's again, we're always studying our opponent, but we're focused on us, and we got to get better. And all of us as coaches and as players, and just keep that process of improvement. And you can't let time slip by, and you see some teams, they kind of flatten out and plateau, and then somebody catches them. And, we got to keep climbing, because you're right. I always talk about football really in three different seasons. You got kind of the preseason, you're getting all the getting ready piece, and then you get into the season, and then the postseason, and we're about ready to head into this final stretch. So trying to get all that done, and a lot of this stuff, it doesn't happen in 1 week of practice. It takes a couple weeks to kind of show that improvement. So that's what I'm looking for.
Coach, the South High Fighting Bison, they've had their issues. The numbers are down. They've been hit by the injury bug as well, too. And Coach Gallas continues on with his flex bone. So, again, they're going to predominantly run the football. They're going to try to keep the ball out of the offense, out of your offense's hands. And again, it's one of those situations too where numbers are going to catch up. Tell me a little bit how you attack them defensively, and are there chinks that you will be able to expose on the offensive side?
Well, I think that offense has won more football games probably than any offense in the history of football, right? And so it's an all offense, is designed to outnumber the opponent. That's the idea. And that, and I watch them. They'll execute and move the ball on everybody they've played. And then they'll have something bad happen, a penalty or a turnover. And particularly with that offense, that's you got to keep forward. That's not a 3rd and 9 offense. And so I think that's our challenge, is to, win first down, win second down. They've got some speed. They've got some guys who can run and some players. So not giving up the big play, and really winning that first down, getting them in second and third and long.
That's comments from Casper Natrona head coach Steve Harshman on our pregame show. We will take a timeout. We'll be back. We will talk with head coach Dan Gallas after these words right here on 1480 KRAE.
This year, make your holiday season just a little bit merrier with the Cash Rewards credit card from Platte Valley Bank. You can save 1% on your Thanksgiving dinner, holiday shopping, as well as all of your everyday purchases all year long. With no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and the security of having your local bank behind you, a Platte Valley Bank Visa Cashback Rewards credit card is the right choice. Save at the store and online. For more details or to apply, go to www.pvbank.com.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger Grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger Grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
1480 KRAE is your home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Hi, this is Nick Brody inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480krae.com.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Right now, we're talking with South High head coach Dan Gallas prior to the regular season finale for the Fighting Bison as they will host the Casper Natrona Mustangs. Coach, as we look at this regular season finale for your team tonight, and again, we know that you're not going to be involved in postseason. For you personally, at the end of this game, is it one of those situations where you kind of just get done with the game and step aside for a little bit and reflect, or do you start preparing for the 2021 season?
Well, I'm always preparing for what's in front of us. So I'm not sure what your question is asking, so I would say that I'm going to be Friday evening after the game looking forward to the next season.
And that's exactly what I was referring to, because in the coaching business, and you know as well as I do, Coach, it's almost 24/7, 365.
That is so very, very true. People have no idea what it entails and what you're thinking about on a regular basis, whether it be during the middle of a conference championship chase, or whether it be in the very dead of winter when there's the Super Bowl is going on and the season has finally concluded. You're always constantly thinking about the future and thinking about the kids and their well-being and hoping that you're doing the right thing to help them be as good as they can be.
Coach, as you enter the ninth game of the season, and again, this is technically called Week 8, did you really think we were going to make it through the season with all the COVID-19 situations out there and the protocols that were thrust upon you, your coaching staff, and as well as the kids? I guess, yeah, are you more than anything thankful that we got through the football season?
Well, I'm very, very thankful, that's for sure. I really thought we'd get through it, but I always had doubt in my mind that something was going to take place that put a stop to it. And I'm just grateful that we got this far, and I'm glad for the seniors that got to play, and they got to experience their final year of high school football, and so I'm very thankful for that. Every day I wake up and wonder what the day's going to bring. It's an interesting time in education. Well, in every facet of life, that's for sure.
Coach, I was looking back on your last game when we had you against the Cheyenne Thunderbirds, and you had a lot of young men that were on the sidelines that were unable to play because of injury. And I can relate to this because out of college, I was an assistant coach, and I remember coaching at the school where we had 16 healthy bodies, and we were playing 11-man football. So the question that I'm looking to you for an answer is, it's got to be difficult for you and your coaching staff right now, the depth situation, even entering into this last game of the season.
Well, that's so true, and I can reflect vividly to the East game as we were warming up out on the field, getting ready to play. I looked over at our sideline, and we had 9 kids over there that were not playing because of injury, and I thought, well, son of a gun, there's a whole unit. That's almost 11, and we're just missing so many kids, and we're just thankful that nothing has been serious to the point where anybody needed hospitalization. It's all been bumps and bruises and nicks and twists and sprains and so on. But we're just glad those kids were able to make it through, and we've got them back now, and looking forward to the future.
And I look at your kids, what they have gone through this season, even your quarterback, Braden Hughes, and I look at all of your young men on the football team, both sides of the football, and most of these guys are going both ways. But these guys have been warriors, and I think you've gotten just about everything you can out of these guys each and every Friday night.
Well, we're very thankful for the effort that they put in, and we praise them on a regular basis. We just want them to have fun and do the best that they possibly can, and do well in the classroom. We want them to have good experiences in the classroom and make sure that they're graduating as high as they possibly can, and so that the future looks bright for them. So that part of it is very much a part of what we want to do here at South, and make sure that our kids are are quality citizens and good students, and we want them to do well that way. When we get on the field, we want them to play, like I said earlier, as hard as they possibly can, and get all the effort that they've got. And if they do that, I think we're winners.
Coach, final thought. And again, you got the Casper Natrona Mustangs, one of those perennial teams that is always up there in the upper echelon. Steve Harshman usually brings down a big squad on both sides of the football. This is another true acid test for your young men this Friday night over at Fightin' Bison Stadium. You know, Coach, I guess I throw it in your lap. How do you slow these guys down, and how do you keep the ball out of their hands?
Well, our theory has been all along that a good offense with the football is the best defense that you can have, and so we're going to do our best to hang on to the football and make sure that we first downs, and at the end of that drive that we're getting points at the end of that. I don't know if there's anything you can do to stop a team like that. They've done so well over the years. They have a championship pedigree, and they may not have as good a record as they've had in the past, but there is still that belief that they are the Natrona County Mustangs and that they're a good football team. So when we play against them, what we have to do is again, play our very best. And I tell our youngsters, don't look at the scoreboard. All we're going to do is play. And the next play is the most important one, and make sure that we play that play as well as we can. I don't want to sound like Coach Cliche, but at the same time, those things are truisms that ring true in our lives as well, off the field as well as on.
And you just heard the comments of Cheyenne South head coach Dan Gallas as his Fightin' Bison get ready for the Natrona Mustangs. We'll take a 60-second timeout. The weekly schedule coming up right after this here on 1480 KRAE. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range across from Powers Field is a proud sponsor of our high school and LCCC student athletes. Chick-fil-A always offers 2 convenient drive-through lanes to pick up your order if you are on the go. Plus, they have an excellent dining room for the whole family. And remember to order ahead. Use the Chick-fil-A app on your phone. Stop into Chick-fil-A today, open Monday through Saturday, where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your home for the real chicken sandwich taste. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range.
It's time. Are you looking for fun? The all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Kia Soul has what you're looking for. AJ Miller here for Kia of Cheyenne, and the 2020 Kia Soul has updated details inside and out to provide great comfort and drivability. Check out the high-tech features available. Turbocharged engine, paddle shifters, and an 8-inch heads-up color display. Come in today, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Weekly specials. Our Super Radio buys heard only right here feature Jack Daniels Old No. 7 Black, Honey, or Fire Tennessee Whiskey, 1.75-liter bottle, $34.99. Keystone Light, Ice, or Key Lightful, 30-pack, 12-ounce cans, $18.99. And Jameson Irish Whiskey, 750-milliliter bottle, $16.99. Town and Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader. At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be cloudy with the chance of snow showers with highs around 26 and winds out of the north at 20 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll continue to be cloudy with the chance of snow showers with lows around 11. On Friday, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 31. And on Friday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 23.
Here, the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk. Today, we get ready to wrap things up here as hopefully we don't fiddle dink around here, and let's get this done. Let's do our picks again.
You're the one that usually takes as much time
nope,
as you can.
Nope, not me.
Last week.
I want to go home, get into a warm house, and just kind of kick back in my chair and get ready for the debate, because I'm not watching Thursday Night Football, that's for sure. All right, you've picked out 5 games. We both went 3-2 last week, right?
Well, yeah, we went 3-2, so above 500 overall, at least in the weekly picks. Since we've gone to the 5 games, at least back to the old ways. Again, you're 14-11 on the season. I'm 16-9 overall. So you have, again, only 2 games behind. But again, either way, you're still behind me. But
I don't think we'll disagree much on this week. I mean, if I look at everything here, right?
We'll see about again. Who knows on this? But it should be kind of cut and dry. But 5 games. Again, our weekly picks as we choose between NCAA football and also 2 NFL football. Pick against the spread of what at least our decisions are on the NCAA games. We also add in 3 little factoids about the contest just to give insight and again maybe sway our decisions either way. But we'll start again our weekly picks on Saturday with game number 1. How about this one, as it will be the start of the Big Ten Conference? Yes, they will finally get underway this weekend. It'll be Nebraska, the Cornhuskers. They are again 0-0. This is their first contest, taking on number 5 Ohio State. This happening at Ohio Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. 10 a.m. is a kickoff, and you can watch this contest on Fox. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, at home against Nebraska, are 26-point favorite in this game. Now, the Buckeyes are starting their first season in October for the first time since 1939. That year, Ohio State defeated Missouri 19-0 in its first game of the season and went on to finish 6-2 overall and won the Big Ten Conference with a 5-1 record. Overall, the Buckeyes have won 40 of their last 43 season openers. The Buckeyes and Cornhuskers are meeting for the 9th time overall and the 7th since Nebraska joined the Big Ten in 2011. Ohio State has won 7 of the 8 matchups and 5 in a row against Nebraska. So Nebraska at number 5 Ohio State, they're a 26-point favorite.
And I would make this one real simple for you. It could be in Lincoln, it could be in the Horseshoe. Scott Frost does not have this team even up to the caliber of Ohio State.
No.
Buckeyes will win this one going away.
Yeah, this one has a feeling that it'll get pretty ugly. It might. I think it was Auburn that put up 73 points, or again one of those SEC teams over the past weekend. It could get ugly like that. We're again, the Cornhuskers, the Scott Frost experiment so far is not working out. It doesn't feel like it's going to anytime soon. Ohio State, yes, are they again? We'll see what
they're much better.
Yeah, they're a lot better than Nebraska, who, again, are they number 5 team in the country? Again, to be determined. Obviously, these rankings are all over the place. Again, especially now we have conferences returning back into action as of now.
Ohio State, like we always say in Class 4A football, they just reload every year.
Yeah, without a doubt. We know that. But, again, are they a number 5 team? Is this a team that's going to the college football playoff anytime soon or at least this season? Who knows? Again, it's a 5 ranking on an unknown team that is just – getting underway as a rest.
Obviously, they remember what the team did last year, who's coming back, and everything's go with Ohio State.
Yeah, but again, so far, again, Ohio State number 5. We'll both agree with the Buckeyes getting it done. Again, covering that 26-point spread against Nebraska coming up Saturday. We'll stick at least on Saturday. This will be our final NCAA contest, as it will be Mountain West Conference action, as yes, the Mountain West Conference also too getting underway. Same with the Big Ten. Wyoming, the Cowboys, who will be seeing Nevada, the Wolfpack. This is happening at Mackey Stadium in Reno, Nevada. 5 p.m. is the kickoff, and you can watch this contest on CBS Sports Network. Wyoming, the Cowboys, on the road against Nevada, are a 4.5-point favorite as of right now. Now, in this contest, overall, the all-time series stands at 5-3 in favor of Wyoming. Since becoming an FBS program in 1992, Nevada sports a 21-7 record in home opening contests at Mackey Stadium, and Wyoming is 11-10 in Mountain West openers. So with that all being said, Wyoming at Nevada. Wyoming is favored in this contest. I really don't know what to make of either team. Again, we know that Nevada lost some pieces, but it sounds like they're returning a good amount. Wyoming, again, the offense is it sounds like it's still going to be an issue. It sounds like it's still going to be a rotating quarterback situation throughout the season. This one is kind of a straight pick 'em for me, but I'll go Nevada in the upset at home in Reno.
Well, you know, the only thing really that's stable for the Wyoming Cowboys is the Haas's up front. This is a veteran unit up there, so they're going to be able to move people around. And again, if they do most of their bidding on the ground, well, great, terrific, so
Wyoming right now, again, looking at the pieces, albeit, again, they're taking on the Mountain West Conference, and we don't have any litmus test of non-conference opponents for the Cowboys. But this Wyoming team, as we saw the past couple of seasons, again, Craig Bull with the Cowboys is still sub 500 in his overall record. It still feels like this is a Cowboys team destined to be about a 500 team.
Okay. Well, they're going to play
maybe
a team.
Go 4-4.
They're going to play a team that's going to be under 500 because Nevada.
I think Nevada's on the same side of it. They might
we saw what
even.
they did last year. They kind of laid an egg when they came to Laramie. They won't lay an egg, but again, Mackey Stadium will not be that home field advantage for the Wolfpack. So again,
I mean,
they're going to
friends and family will be in there to get not much.
That's not more than 3,000 people.
They still don't have to travel the whole.
But the thing is. No, well, I think the Cowboys are a better offensive unit. Defense, they got a couple holes they still got to plug, but
I'd say Nevada's probably the better offensive unit. But
I still think they're pretty strong. I think Cowboys cover the spread.
All right, so you go UW on that one. I go Nevada to at least get the upset win. So that'll end Saturday's contest. We'll move to Sunday's action with NFL, starting with, how about this one? It'll finally get underway, again, in the game that was set to get played about 2 weeks ago due to COVID-19 restrictions. Again, Tennessee having all the outbreaks. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who are undefeated at 5-0, they'll be traveling to Tennessee to see the Titans, are also undefeated at 5-0. This game happened at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. 11 a.m. is a kickoff, and you can watch this contest on CBS. Tennessee at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. How about this? Are a 1-point favorite against the Steelers.
I think Mike Tomlin's got the for real deal this year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, you're keeping Big Ben healthy, and for some reason, it's like when Big Ben goes down, the whole team just kind of folds with him.
Yeah.
And right now, his leadership, not just on the offensive side, but as a team leader, and Mike Tomlin's got all those pieces in place, whether it's on the defensive side or the offensive side. I like Tennessee. Are they a 5-0 team? Yeah, I'll give them that.
I think they're both legit 5-0 teams.
Yeah, but this one here, there's two teams that I like where they're at right now, and one of them is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they should go 6-0. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Yeah, this one's kind of tough. Both teams are very good. Pittsburgh's had kind of their flirts with, again, close contests against kind of lower down teams. That matchup with Philadelphia, which was a lot closer than it should have been, in my opinion.
They kicked the snot out of the Browns last week.
Again, that's Cleveland. Cleveland has a lot of issues. But Tennessee, you got to respect what this team's doing. They're very good. Defense is pretty solid this year. Again, Pittsburgh on both sides of the ball, yes. They're both legitimate 5-0 teams. I'll give the slight advantage to Tennessee just being at home. This is going to be another close game. I think this could come down to the wire. I'll go the Titans. I think just being at home is going to be that slight advantage. This is a Tennessee team that maybe is a little rejuvenated or at least revived from having that COVID-19 outbreak amongst its team. I'll go with the home field advantage is the reason why Tennessee comes away with at least this victory. But again, it should be a very close one between those two. So we'll disagree on that one. Moving on to Game 4 of our weekly picks. How about this one still on Sunday, but now this will be the Sunday night contest because
it's prime time.
Again, Las Vegas Raiders, right now, few players are tested positive for COVID-19. So that was the original Sunday night game against Tampa Bay out there in Allegiant Stadium. That game has now been in place here of this contest. So again, Seattle is now Sunday night. Las Vegas and Tampa Bay has been moved up to 205 on Fox. So, but this one, the Seattle Seahawks, who are 5-0, they'll be traveling to Arizona to see the Cardinals, who are 4-2. This game happening at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Again, it will be Sunday night, at least football on NBC, no longer on Fox. Seattle on the road, they are 3.5-point favorite against the Cardinals. Arizona's really tough to beat at home, and they've been like that, especially in these NFC West kind of divisional matchups. Even when they're terrible, they still are very competitive against those kind of rivalry games. Arizona's improved a bit. I still don't believe in the Seattle team, and also, too, at least for the 49ers' sake, they need Arizona to pull off this kind of win against the Seahawks to kind of even out or at least bring back down to reality of the Seahawks team. For me, I'm just going to play favoritism and just being selfish for at least help for the 49ers. I'm going to go Cardinals. Hopefully they'll pull off the home win.
Well, I said there's two teams that I'm on this year, A, Pittsburgh, B, Seahawks.
Nah.
And they are for real. They will win. Kyler Murray coming off a good win against the Dallas Cowboys. That was on Monday night. Again, playing Monday night, then coming around on that short week to Sunday.
Yeah, but it's Sunday night.
Yeah, but you're playing a team that is a lot better than Dallas, and offensively they're going to be a lot. The defense for the Cardinals
are also coming off of a bye.
The Cardinals are going to be going up against one hell of an offense right now that the Seahawks have been putting out each and every week. So now I got Seahawks, so that'll be our third game we disagree on.
Oh, well, so again, you go Seattle, I'll go Arizona, and then we'll wrap up our weekly picks with Monday night's action. This is Game 5. How about Chicago Bears, who are 5-1? They'll travel to Los Angeles to see the Rams, who are 4-2 after their loss Sunday night against the 49ers. They'll be at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. 6:15 is a kickoff on ESPN. Los Angeles at home against the Bears are a 6-point favorite against Chicago.
I'm not sold on the Bears. Their 5-1 is so misleading, but so
clearly, as we saw last week.
Yeah, they're 5-1. The Rams, they're a lot better than the way they played at Santa Clara. Well, they got issues, but they still got a top-notch defense, and I think the Bears.
I don't know if it's a top-notch defense.
I still think they're pretty decent. I'm going to go with the Rams. They'll cover the spread at home.
Yeah, I'll agree with L.A. on that one at home. Again, Chicago is a false 5-1, clearly. This is a team that is just kind of flirting with disaster at this point in time. They'll come back down to reality. I think this stretch right now that Chicago will see, that's going to be that indication that, all right, let's get you back down off of this kind of high horse that you've been on for quite some time. Yeah, L.A. should take care of business pretty handily against the Bears. Fairly confident, especially at home, even though they'll be in front of no fans out there, again, as California is highly restricted right now. But L.A., yeah, at 6 points, easily should cover.
Well, and again, too, with the Rams, they're more in a must-win situation than the Bears. I mean, bottom line is
well, again, it's a tight NFC West where, again, that loss against the 49ers, now you're tied right now with Arizona. And obviously you're going to pull – if you're the Rams, you're pulling for Arizona to, again, get back Seattle back down to – again, closer within that pack, and then hot on your heels is the 49ers right now, at least last place in the NFC West. So they got again, every game kind of, it's that kind of creed of, hey, every game matters, but this one, you need this one against a kind of a non-impressive Chicago team. If you lose to the Bears, it's like, what is going on here? Then you start sounding the alarms out there in Los Angeles of what's really going on here, where you lose to the 49ers and then you lose at home against the Bears. Come on now.
Yeah, then you got some serious
Even
problems.
though I don't care. Again, beat L.A. Hopefully the Rams lose.
And speaking of beat L.A., Tampa Bay did that
Good.
last night. So the series is knotted up at one game
everyone
apiece.
was assuming it was going to be a sweep by the Dodgers. As Tampa Bay came back and said, nope, we're pretty competitive.
You know the thing about that World Series, and a lot of people are starting to come that full circle, Tampa Bay's got some pretty decent pitching. They're not that bad.
Offense isn't too bad either.
Yeah, but it's
not an offense that has big
forte.
names. It's not an offense that's going to spark. Again, you don't have a Bellinger. You don't have, again, those kind of nationwide names that, again, people are accustomed to with the Dodgers after seeing them in their constant playoff runs and, again, a couple of weird World
same with
Series
their pitching
appearances.
staff. Their pitching, this team,
Yeah,
this
their pitching
Tampa Bay
staff,
team
again,
reminds you.
It's also, again, it has familiar names, but, again, it's not, hey, here is, again, Clayton Kershaw, or, again, some of those kind of, AL Cy Young kind of these types out there. Again, it's the Rays this year of what they've done. It feels like it's the 2010 Giants, where it was just a basket of just, again, I don't want to say average players, but again, it was just this random, just kind of Frankenstein.
Well, that's
team
Billy Beane. Tampa is basically a Billy Beane team.
I'm just saying, again, Tampa Bay reminds me a lot of the 2010 Giants, where, again, it was just you took pieces from all over MLB, you developed this team, and it all gelled together. And look at where you're at. Again, you're in the World Series, and still a shot for the Rays. They're not down 0-2. Again, they're now in a tied series, 1-1. Again, wouldn't be surprised the Rays shock the world and at least get the World Series victory against the L.A. Dodgers.
And
I still don't think this is going to be the Dodgers year, and again, fingers crossed it is.
And this time out, if I'm not mistaken, they flip it around so the Rays will be the home team for the next three.
But again, it'll still be out there in Texas as well.
And Globe Life.
Yeah.
All right, we do want to wrap things up here. And again, a reminder once again, 5:15-ish, our pregame show tomorrow evening. And if you do get that opportunity to go out to South High Stadium to watch your youngster perform. Wrap it up. It's going to be a cold one tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even going to be in long pants. I know you won't be, but it's going to be a cold one. It looks like for the next couple 3 days we're going to be dropping down to some temperatures here. So
which is good. Again, helps
Saturday
out the fires.
we get a break actually. So, but yeah,
the snow and the cold helps out the fire. So that's
yeah, and that's the most important thing. Let's get these fires put out. But but if you're going out tomorrow night to the ball game,
that's just if you can. Again, we're still capped out of the 1,000, and also too we are the only game happening here in town. Again, Central at Laramie, East at Rock Springs. So the only action happening here in Cheyenne is over that South High with the Bison taking on Natrona County. Again, Bison not playing for much other than pride and spoiler against this Mustangs team. Mustangs, they got a lot riding on the line. Again, with playoffs where they're officially in. It's just determining of where they will be at in the seeding. Taking a look at least going back to my notes.
Well, a lot of the seeding will depend tomorrow on the, and that's kind of a neat deal. The final game of the season. Nobody's got anything really etched in stone. We know that.
Well,
East is going to be home for at least 2 playoff games if they win.
Yeah, minimum. Again, East is the only kind of guaranteed-ish, or at least outside of Kelly Walsh and Laramie. Again, Laramie number 8 seed. Kelly Walsh is 7 seed. They're not moving. They are officially set in stone in there.
The worst East could do is number 2.
The worst they can do is 2 for Central. The worst they could do is number 4. The best Central can do is number 2. Again, East's options are either number 1 or number 2. Thunder Basin, they can go as high as number 1. They can fall as low as number 3. We'll see what happens. Again, Natrona, they will be on the road in the first round, but it will be whether they are a 6 seed or a number 5 seed. So
and
again,
technically right now, if both East and Thunder win, Thunder wins the conference because
Thunder, if
they hold the tiebreaker.
Thunder, again, looking back at the scenarios, if Thunder Basin wins in all scenarios, again, all they got to do is just beat Sheridan on the road. They're a number 1 seed automatically due to the tiebreaker with Cheyenne East. East, what they can do, again, they can get the number 1 seed with a Thunder Basin loss.
And a win at Rock Springs.
Yeah, they need a win, but also, too, again, they do have an option. They can still get the number 1 seed with a loss, can still get the number 2 seed with a victory. Again, it comes down to a weird tiebreaker as well, too, of how that gets all determined. But, again, East, they need a victory. Cheyenne Central needs a victory. Again, which both teams are very capable of. Central should on the road against Laramie, but how they've been playing recently, you wonder, you worry, especially where Laramie coming off a very confident blowout win against Cheyenne South, 55-2. That team knows it can score points. It's been competitive in Class 4A. The record does not indicate. Again, it also, too, is a Laramie team that's going to get ready for at least playoff time, even though they will be the 8 seeds and traveling to wherever.
The best thing that could happen to Laramie is the temperatures getting colder because that could ground somewhat of that air game for Cheyenne Central.
And that ground game, that's already having issues. Again,
yeah, well,
they're
hurt.
The status of, again, Lobatos and also, too, same with Jaden Cummings. So it's a Central team that has a lot of issues that you'd hope they find a way to get back or at least figure out. So, again, basically ready themselves, ready the ship as you get ready for playoffs. But, again, we'll see.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up here on our side of town. We want to remind everybody Golden Age Radio Theater tonight, Gunsmoke ×2. And we also have the Railroad Hour from 9 until 10 o'clock, so do join us for those 2 programs. We have the best of the 50s and 60s coming up. We have been getting some phone calls regarding some of our music on KRAE. We are fully aware of that. We thank